Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking a new video. Mine means a lot that you guys keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. And this is our last power rankings of the entire season. I don't know where to start. I guess we can kind of spend the first chunk of the podcast. Just let's go over the season so far. Obviously, we can't do a full season review because we don't have the winner. But taking taking
the shit. There you go.
Before I was even able to get to Bitter, he's given his take on it. But taking the finale and what the winner may be, and kind of assuming that, let's just go down a few different paths. Do you guys think if Jam Jam does win, this season can get to the top half of seasons?
No.
I'll start with Sky. We'll go one by one.
I think this season's too pee poo poo to do that. So.
Do you think that if Jam Jam wins, will it be a top 30 season?
Okay, so I, honestly, for me at least, like winners, I don't care that much. I care about winners, right? I want the person that I want to win, right? But when it comes to actually like the season as a whole, the only season where I'm actually like, what the fuck, like about like a winner is season 19. Even 41, like, yeah, Erica winning sucks, but it's also like, like the last thing that happened in the season is the winner takes up like 1% of the TV show, you know. I don't think maybe it'll be a top 30 season. I don't know if Yam Yam is the winner. Okay, but that's not saying that much because that means it's a bottom 10 season. I don't know.
Meme, how would you feel about a Jam Jam win? Where would that put the season for you? And
I think Jam Jam winning is the saving grace right now. Because like right now, if Yam Yam doesn't win, it's definitely a bottom 5 season for me. If Yam Yam doesn't win,
bottom 5. Okay, wow. Okay, so then you and Bitter have something in common. We were talking, but before the podcast, and Bitter had also said that it would be a bottom 5 season for him as well. In fact, he thinks it's going to be no matter what.
I want to revise that statement a little bit. So so if Yam Yam wins, it'll be the top of the bottom 5.
Wow.
And if Yam Yam loses, it'll be like the third worst. I don't know.
Third
is
worst.
actually insane.
And what's the other two that are worse? Is
41
and 42. Yeah,
yep.
Gotcha. Okay,
actually, even if it wins, even if Yam Yam wins, it'll still be below 43 for me. So.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Bitter. Can you explain to the audience like how your bottom 4 works? Why those seasons are?
Yeah, these are like their the modern seasons are their own separate season of not Real Survivor because they're only 26 days.
So what's the worst season of Real Survivor then?
Probably I don't know.
Fans
One World.
Game Changer sucks a lot.
Yeah, I think it could be the worst returnee, but there's no way that you would rather watch One World over Game Changers.
So the Bitter.
I would watch any old season over modern.
One World is not an old season.
You'd watch.
Nor is it a good season.
I mean, old, it's just not modern. Anything previous 40 or before, I'd watch over Survivor today.
Even 43.
Yeah, I'd watch all the old seasons over.
So wait, whoa. So there's only 40 seasons in your mind.
So wait, in Bitter, in good faith, you're saying that Survivor One World is a better season than Survivor 43? Yes or no?
It's a better. It's
yes
Survivor.
or no?
It's Survivor.
Yes or no?
It's Survivor.
Yes or no, Bitter?
Yes, it's Survivor.
Just say yes. Yes or no?
Yes, it's Survivor.
There we go. The yes. Okay,
I think there's definitely some seasons I would rather watch. There's definitely some seasons I wouldn't rather watch than 43.
Nah, yeah, because you got me fucked all the way.
Yeah,
I'm watching
Thailand. I hate Fans vs. Favorites 2 with a passion.
Yeah, Fan vs. Favorites 2 is pretty crap, but I'd still watch it over Modern Survivor.
That's so insane to me because I would watch 43 a million times out of a million than Fans vs. Favorites 2.
Yeah. I'll never rewatch these modern seasons unless it's for like a video or something.
I don't rewatch seasons at all.
We're not talking about that. Again, we're talking specifically. You just said out of your mouth. You said that 43 is a worse season than Survivor One World. I'm just gonna.
I would rewatch One World like by myself.
No, Bitter. Stop. I didn't say if you would rewatch it. I just asked if it was better.
I think that's a good key element is that you'd rewatch a season means it's better.
No. Meme, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we should all react to all 3 seasons in just like one pot.
Wait, so this is new Survivor, right? There's only 4 seasons.
I mean, the seasons are so short that we could practically cover all the seasons in one podcast, and it'd be about half an hour.
It's very easy to say they are all shit.
Besides 43.
43
I-
had some redeeming qualities of a show.
I think to me 43 and 44 are clearly better. So I guess I'm not as both black and white here as Bitter is. And I think
about
what
black and white.
and I feel like what was clearly better for 43 was the post merge, and also the fact that we obviously got much better casting. Same with again, just like, to me that there was a huge leap there from the horrible 44 and 42 to the mid as hell 43 and 44. It was a big leap there. Still a leap from dog shit to human shit, but I mean, you know, come on. So
I would say it's more like gorilla shit than human.
yeah,
shit,
yeah, agreed. So you know, and then I think again the quote unquote better thing, like the leap in 43 was more in the post merge, especially with the Cody arc and Cody blindside, as well as the Gabler win. With 44, unless there's some ridiculous finale here, the strength will have been the pre-merge to me. Again, with this Birdcage idol, and to me, watching Danny and Carolyn pre-merge was pretty fun. And so I feel like these two seasons have redeeming qualities. With that being said, you can't prop either of these seasons up as anything higher than maybe middle of the pack, maybe. And again, that's really just for 43 here. I mean, to me, even with 44's pre-merge, it's still not perfect. Even with 43's post-merge, still not perfect. There's a lot to go. But what I will say is we have come a long way from 41, you know, with the whole guys and Shan, the race alliance. It's gotten better, you know, but since the Drea, you know, there's 3 people, black people voted out in a row, so now the whole game has to, you know, flip on its own head. So it's just, you know, I try to be hopeful, try to look at the positives and say at least it was not as bad as 41 and 42, because those were 2 very, very bad seasons and arguably bottom 10 seasons in a row, which does not happen very often. What do you guys think before we start our power rankings? Again, just kind of focusing on the gameplay of the season. Give me just like your 60-second take, kind of go through a few notable names and how you felt like they've played the game. We can start with Sky. Some favorites, some least favorites, some people who you feel like have played good games, bad games, etc., bad moves, all that.
One of my favorite players on the cast, I don't know if y'all remember, this was actually Brandon. I mean, to be fair, like I think he kind of carried the premiere, you know, just a little slight.
Definitely. Yeah,
idle play. And then after that, I didn't like Carolyn, so I wouldn't say she was a favorite. I mean, I get it. I understand the hustle, whatever. To be honest, though, all these people are shitheads, and I don't really like them. Besides, maybe Emil. Yeah, he's cool. So.
You don't like Danny?
Oh no, Danny was cool, but I forgot about him because he was voted off so long ago.
2 episodes ago, Jesus Christ!
He was, he was fun. I liked how everything he said was like actually correct, but they made him look like the bad guy because he didn't win the season.
Needed a villain because everyone wants to be the hero, and nowadays for some unknown reason,
I mean, he was kind of smirkish in the way that he did it with little, you know, maybe evil glare, but I don't know. Everything he said was correct.
Hey, it's me, Robert De Niro.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell? Anyways,
you're gonna snuff my torch.
You don't remember him doing the Robert?
You're gonna snuff my torch.
Yeah. I do. To me, like sometimes I'll just sit back and I'll be like, why doesn't anyone like want to be the villain anymore? And then it always comes to me like it's always the same answer, which is social media. No one wants to be the guy who gets fucking death threats in their DMs every day, which is what happens now. I mean, Fair Play literally will post screenshots on his Instagram story of kids who watched Pearl Islands on Netflix like 20 years later.
I don't know,
and they're like, oh my God, you voted out Rupert. You should just kill yourself and go die. And it's like,
with your grandma.
Death threats don't mean a lot. When you
hope your grandma really does die.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you talk at the same time, it doesn't work. Sky
24/7.
first. Okay, good. And then Meme, go ahead.
Oh, with my opinions of the thingy with the season?
Yeah.
Well,
Who's your favorite player?
My favorite player, probably Danny.
Okay, Danny?
I thought the like first half of the game has some like really like the pre-merge and then like the first few episodes of merge had some really good gameplay.
Really, the first few episodes of the merge to me, like as soon as the pre-merge ended, it just cut it off. It cut off.
But I like Danny's like idle play. I thought that was fun, and then I thought the Kane vote was kind of. I thought the Franny vote was kind of good.
Ooh.
But then everyone just started listening to Tika, and then that was like just like, bro.
I disagree.
That was stinky.
I think if anything, the first 5 votes were the worst part, and now that it's like Tika kind of taking over, I would rather see that, especially with like how they're portraying it, and us at least getting to see an alliance stick together. To me, the past few episodes have been better than what we got from rounds 12 to 8, really. But I see you feel like 12, 11, 10 were better than 9.
Yeah, I just
8,
don't like.
7.
I just don't like how they're just allowing Tika to run everything, and then vote out Jamie, who literally would like get negative
Okay.
votes.
That is so true.
Okay. I mean, that's
I
fair
think
enough.
Dead Bruce would have more win equity than freaking Jamie.
Well, luckily Jamie's gone. And
Yes.
then lastly, Bitter, just kind of give me your overview of this season, your hate take in a minute.
Oh, it's always a hate to. Okay, so at the best, this is average gameplay from everybody, and at worst, it's like absolute garbage gameplay. You
Mhm.
got Heidi, who might be like the worst misreads in Survivor history. She misplays an idol. She misplays. Remember when she got that like reward at the merge to like steal someone's vote? She misplayed that. She also voted for her ally as the only person to vote for her number 1 ally, which is
wasn't
like,
that good.
I mean, well,
funniest thing ever.
like she may not have voted for her whole tribe, but she voted for a lot of them, and I think she knew about all of them going home. Every single person from her tribe, Matt, Franny, Danny,
not Danny,
all
not
of them.
Danny. She didn't know Danny was going home.
Really, she didn't.
Remember, she voted with Danny.
But she was opping Danny the episode before. No, didn't
Yeah.
she vote for him?
Yeah, but then she tried to rekindle that because she realized she got played.
Again,
And
just
no one-
showing her failure. That again,
Yeah.
she at one point or another targets her entire tribe, just lets them all go, and then now she's stuck in a horrible spot, misplaying her idol. Just that.
And then you got Danny, who does make his moves that he sets out to make work. So I'll give him that. So if he planned to play his idol, it's like he did it to the max of that plan. But the plan was not a good idea to vote out, like to save Franny with that idol and then 2 votes later vote her out. So it's like his reasoning behind his ideas don't make sense, but he makes his ideas work. Then you have Brandon might be the only player on the season who did anything good with the 1 idol play.
Yeah, I suppose I have a different perspective as to why the season didn't hit, especially post merge. I know you and Sky have like I'm talking to you Bitter. You and Sky. Oh, there's a dog. You and Sky kind of have this idea that the gameplay's bad. It's bad gameplay, and that's why the season's bad. And I'm sure that there's more reasons, but I hear you guys like say that a lot, and obviously I'm not going to disagree. Like this is kind of pathetic amount of gameplay, but to me that's never the answer, because in like seasons like Cagayan, when you look at everybody combined, aside from Tony, there's a lot of dumb gameplay too. Like it happens every season.
Then you need great characters to come up.
Hold on, but Bitter, give me a second to finish my sentence.
You don't get to finish around here.
All right, great. It's your podcast now, Sky. Go ahead. But
Sky, yeah.
But yeah, again, like to me, it has nothing to do with bad gameplay. Most of the gameplay on every season is bad. That's just how it goes.
What?
There's
What?
Most moves made on every season are inherently bad because only one person can win. How is that controversial?
You can still make a great gameplay move from your position in the game. It just
the
doesn't
only
work
move
out.
that
like at Winners at War, Denise playing that idol and taking out Sandra. She didn't win, but that was still a great move.
No. But I'm saying every round, each person makes a move, and most of those moves are not good for them winning the game.
No,
the point that I'm making overall, and you guys are trying to do the whole wordplay game.
Yes, we're countering your bad opinion.
Bad opinion. How is this a bad?
Because
you're gay.
I'm just trying to say, even when you get voted out, so
Jesus Lord.
Let's take a couple weeks ago, right, when we all said that Lauren and Jamie should have voted with Danny and them to try to take out one of the Tika 3. That wouldn't have worked because of the idol play. But the move makes sense and is good gameplay. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to make a point that you literally just agreed with there. Just let me finish my sentence, please. Okay. So the point I'm making is it really has never been about bad gameplay to me. There's bad gameplay every single season, and whether you guys want to admit or not, most moves made are not inherently winning moves. And so to me, I really don't think that that's the thing that ruins these seasons. What ruins it is what you said earlier while trying to interrupt me, Bitter, which is that it's all about the characters. At the end of the day, bad gameplay doesn't matter if it's done by good characters. Think every move made by Chaos Cass and Kagion. Almost every move she made, what you guys would define as good, to me was not good because she lost the game.
Some of her moves were good.
At the end of the day, it led her to a game that she lost, and so
she almost won though.
Let me goddamn finish this sentence.
She would have
Yeah, she did.
so hard.
She had a good
Let me
everyone
finish
would have
my
voted for Luna than that.
goddamn sentence. Oh my lord!
You go on forever, Spencer.
I've been talking for 10 seconds before you.
May I chip in after you?
Please go ahead. But so I'm just the entire point that I'm trying to make is that the characters save it. Bad characters making good gameplay would not save a season. Bad gameplay by good characters to me is perfectly acceptable, and that is the biggest problem with this new era. You know, we have all of these players who you just don't care about making bad moves, and it's even worse. But even if the gameplay was stellar and perfect, which is not ever going to happen because that's not how the game works, it wouldn't matter because the characters don't resonate with us at all. We just don't care enough about most characters. I mean, aside from players like Jesse and Cody and maybe let's say Jam and let's say Jonathan and let's say I don't know Xander, maybe whatever. Like aside from those, like it doesn't matter if everybody else played perfect games because at the end of the day, we just didn't care about them. And that to me is the more important part. Go ahead.
Let me just say, okay, so yeah, we don't care about what the Jamies, the Lawrence, or whatever, but they had many opportunities where they could have taken out someone that we did care about, which required good gameplay, and that would have made the season a little bit better if they were able to get out of Kalen or I forgot what the other guy's name was. His name, what's his name again? Fucking Carson.
The gameplay would be better if
I'm saying the season would have gotten better because these nobodies would ever voted out someone we actually cared about, which would have resonated with us more. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah, right, exactly. No, I agree that you have blind sides with characters that matter. It would have been much better. Again, further proving my point, which is that most moves in a season are not that great. But to me, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is who's making the move. Right, you can have the bad move, but if it's made by a character, for example, take James in China, who we really care about, it resonates with us, and it really doesn't matter what the move is or if it's good or bad. Let's finally get into what we actually did this got up and did this to do, which is to do our power rankings 1 through 5. Unlike some other curious podcasts out in the wild, we go from worst to best, from losers to winners, from goats to final tribal council performers. We have 5s, right? 5s to start. So my 5 to start out is Heidi. I don't see Heidi going anywhere here. After last episode, she looked so dumb, so bad, and the edit didn't really help her, didn't really hurt her, but the edit didn't have to do anything because she made herself look stupid there. I mean, she plays her idol for no reason. She's now vulnerable for the 5 round. Then she's going to go to fire. Even if she gets past 5, she's just going to lose at the end and probably be 3rd place. So it's just there's nothing there, So 5 is Heidi for me. Sky.
Sin City was my 5 is also Heidi because she's not in a good position. So yeah, that's about it. She's not gonna win. No matter what happens, I don't see a scenario where she wins, and she sucks. She's number 5.
Yeah, fair enough. Wait, you said Heidi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Meme, go ahead.
Yeah, I also have Heidi at 5. Your game kind of sucks if your best move is like your first vote in pre-merge. Her best vote was the freaking Claire vote. It was like her first vote.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like to me the biggest problem with Heidi lies in the fact that she just doesn't have any moves, and unlike some other players here who don't really have any moves to their name, she has had no control over any votes to this point, and the votes she has, she's voted out her own allies. So
I think Heidi's only saving grace is if she finds another idol on the new beach.
It doesn't matter if she's gonna get to the end and lose.
She's gonna win the fire making challenge though, so there's that.
Yeah, I mean again, like I said, she's gonna go out at 5 or she's gonna get 3rd place, but I mean we'll see. And Bitter, I'm guessing you also have Heidi there, or maybe you got a curveball for us?
Yes, sir.
All right, Bitter also has Heidi at 5. 4 is where we kind of start to get interesting. I don't think anyone's going to have who I have at 4, which is Carson. I have Carson at 4.
This dude does not like white people.
Really, just because I feel like Carson's... yeah, that's it. It's all racially motivated. Well, one, I mean, Carson, I think he's going to go out at 4. I've said this. I made this very clear. I have a gut feeling here based on the edit, based on not only his edit as far as the fact that he's getting a Final 4 fire making exit type of edit, but also the fact that he's been shown around fire constantly, episode after episode, fire in the reflection of his glasses. He's near the fire. It's slow motion shots. He's talked about fire. I think he made fire at one point. It just points to him going to fire. And at the end of the day, who's not going to beat Carson here in fire? I just can't find a person except for maybe Jam. I don't know. Maybe Carolyn. I don't know. So to me, I think at the end of the day, you were probably going to see Carson go out at 4. I know that's the case. I can't put him any higher. I mean, I'm putting him ahead of Heidi because I think Heidi literally cannot win the game in any scenario against anybody. Even just one person here, she doesn't beat. Whereas in Carson beats almost everybody here except for one person. So to me, I just at the end of the day, I just feel like Carson is not going to win the game, and it has nothing to do with his final tribal council chances. It has everything to do with his edit, pointing to him going out at 4. Who do you guys have at 4?
Me, I got Lauren because
All right, fair enough.
and it's not because she's black. I swear.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But I like who's gonna vote for Lauren? Like, ew, maybe Jamie. If she's in the final 3, maybe Jamie gives her a little pity vote. Also, I mean, I feel like Lauren's probably gonna be in the final 3 because it's like, why do you really want to get rid of Lauren? You know, like, do you really want to be in the final 3 with Carson, Yam, Carolyn? You want to be there with Lauren? You know, I'm picking Lauren, so I think she'll be in the final 3, but as a GOAT, which is what I got her for.
I have Lauren a bit higher just because I feel like Lauren. There's scenarios where Lauren could pull out a win. I suppose that you don't agree.
Yeah, that's stinky.
Do you like just not agree flat out? Do you feel like Lauren has 0% chance of winning, or?
Let me run through the scenarios real quick. No, I don't think she does have a chance where she.
Okay, the one that I'm looking at is the one with all girls. You don't think Lauren would have any chance against Carolyn?
I think Heidi might actually win that, believe it or not. But,
Heidi, you think Heidi's gonna win that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is.
Incorrect.
Do you think everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Carolyn. I want Carolyn, the mentally unstable drug addict, to win"? Like, no.
Right. I didn't say anything. I'm talking about Lauren.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe, probably not. I think
You just said 0% chance. Wait, what is it? Is it a 0% chance or is it maybe?
I don't know, dude. I highly doubt that final 3 happens. But if that final 3 were to happen,
That's a very likely one, actually.
the worst case scenario, in my opinion. But let me see. So who's on the jury right now? Well, let's do a little final 3.
Yeah, let's
I think
go
she
to
gets the
Survivor
3
Wiki.
votes. I think she gets the 3 people from her
Meaning
tribe's
Lauren?
votes.
Meaning Lauren or
So
talking about
Kane,
Heidi?
Yeah,
Brandon,
Yeah,
and
Kane, Brandon, and
Jamie.
yeah, I think she gets those votes.
I don't know. I think Brandon wouldn't vote for her. But
Okay. So we have Matt on the jury. Who does he vote for? In
He
an
votes for whoever
all-woman
Franny votes
final
for.
3.
yeah, he votes for Franny Rose.
Who's
And
Franny voting
Franny?
for then?
Votes for
Carolyn.
Carolyn maybe.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so then Matt and Franny both vote Carolyn. Brandon, Kane, and Jamie all vote for Lauren. And then it comes down to Carson. Carson
And
votes for
Yam
Carolyn. Yeah, and then Yam votes for Carolyn. Carolyn wins there. But Lauren still gets 3 damn votes. That's crazy. So the idea that Lauren might have a 0% chance of winning that, to me, is kind of silly.
Well, she does have a 0% chance winning that because she doesn't win that scenario, which means she would have a 0% chance.
She doesn't win the scenario. We just ran through the jury in 5 seconds. How
Wait,
is that a guarantee?
Who does Danny vote for?
Danny, maybe Heidi.
I think he votes for Heidi because that was like
Yeah.
his ally or whatever.
Oh,
so-
And again, really, it comes down to Franny and Matt being the swing vote. So there's definitely not a 0% chance that Lauren's going to win. To me, that's
no, there is.
Okay, or there is.
I
mean,
disagree.
Who do you have it
respectfully.
for? Lauren or someone else?
Who, me?
No, the other meme.
Oh, I think okay.
You're good.
I
You're
also have Lauren on at Final 4 because I don't really see her. I really don't see her winning in any other scenario except for that one. And even in that one, it's like a toss up if she even wins. So like, and I also see her going out at Final 5 as well. So I'm pretty sure she's gone next.
Good boy.
What do you think about the idea of Carson going out at 4?
I don't know. Pretty swag because I don't really like Carson. He's kind of annoying.
Well, I mean, but we're
Oh
not
God, Carson's becoming annoying as hell right now. I did not like
Yeah.
him.
I don't
OBS
think
is
Carson
terrible,
wins
like-
because Eddie is so cocky. He literally said out loud, "I like making up stuff about people so they can't defend themselves."
Oh my god, OBS is a terrible
Carson.
lineup for Survivor.
Carson, right? You're talking about Carson.
Yeah, Carson. You
Right.
said
So then, wouldn't this all point to the fire exit?
I don't know. I don't
Interesting.
go in depth.
said,
with
"I
the
don't
fire.
know."
I don't know what this in-depth fire edit you guys are talking about. I just watched Survivor.
Well, no, I'm not asking about the edit. I'm talking about you just made an argument for Carson going out. So then why would you have Carson in front of Lauren, who you think is going to get to the end?
I didn't say. I said she. I literally said I think she goes out at final 5. But if she does make it to the end, that's the only way she could possibly win is with the other 2 females.
Well, that's how anybody. This is the only way that anyone can win is getting to the end. I feel like, to me, Carson just, again, the fire edit points to that, and I think the fact that Lauren has a chance in that woman final 3, which is likely, especially because Survivor loves to just pit us in this new era with horrible final 3s, just god awful. I'm thinking back to 41 where we had Deshaun, the guy who panicked and like threw away his whole game at like I think 2 tribals before final tribal. Try to drop, what is it, a truth bomb? Did he call it? It's just dumb. And we had Erica, the person who just didn't even play Survivor. I mean, I didn't know she was like on the season. And we had Xander, to me, who was pretty flawed in his own right, but was clearly the person who deserved it. And then we go to 43. Of course, we have one of the worst final 3s I've ever seen.
Don't you dare be Sports Gabler's name.
And then this season, if we were to get that all woman final 3, we'd have the 2 best players go out back to back, 5 and 4 here. And that scenario, to me, although painful, is also very likely. So, who do you have at 4 here, Bitter? Is it Lauren or somebody else?
Yeah, Lauren. She has 0% chance of winning.
Aha, there we go.
Let's go.
All right, my number 3 is Lauren. Just because I think at the end of the day, she obviously beats Heidi at the end. I don't think there's much argument against that. I don't see anybody here who, when pit between Lauren and Heidi, other than Danny, is going to pick Heidi. So I think she basically has a great chance to beat Heidi at the end. So she just needs one more person, which of course leaves Carolyn. She's not going to beat Carson or Jam at the end. So of course Lauren's game is going to come down to voting out Jam at 5, which could be very, very likely. Also very, very devastating to the viewers. It'd be horrible to watch Jam and Carson go out back to back here. But if that happens, it's best for her game. And now all of a sudden the lift kind of shifts now, where it's basically Carolyn at the top, Lauren second, and Heidi third. So, I feel like Lauren kind of fits in this spot between Heidi and Carolyn, but definitely closer to Carolyn. Who do you guys have at 3?
Wait, who'd you have 3?
Me, Lauren.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. My bad. At 3, I have
Yeah,
Carolyn.
Yeah. Okay, explain why you have Carolyn.
Let me see. Well, she's a drug addict. That's one. And well, to be fair,
Very important
to be
at this
fair,
point in the game.
like the one little scenario where I think she wins is the all-female final 3. Other than
Right.
that, which is still kind of up for debate, whatever. But like, other than that,
Right. I
she
mean,
wins.
it's definitely between her and Lauren for sure.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
hand down wins an all-female final
Yeah.
3.
She's
Who?
the third.
Carolyn, Bitter?
Yes.
Really? Do you think it would be unanimous or?
Especially based off the edit. They did not edit Carolyn like that for her to lose to the other 2 people in final.
Okay,
That is
so-
true, which is why that
so-
final 3 will not happen.
So do you think I'm gonna just go through the jury that would be, I guess. So Matt and Franny, you think that they would both vote for Carolyn? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you think that Brandon, Kane, and Jamie would all flip Carolyn against Lauren?
I think a lot of these players will be persuaded to who they think played the best game, and they would vote Carolyn.
What about Mr.
Really?
Danny?
You feel like a guy like Brandon would vote Carolyn over Lauren?
Yeah, I think he would be like, Carolyn played the best game. I'm voting for her.
No, he would vote for another black person.
I don't know. I just feel like
He's an
a guy like-
athlete. He's gonna vote for her best player.
Yeah, I don't know if these people respect Carolyn though.
Oh, but Lauren is one of the most challenges, so maybe he'll vote for her because she won.
Right.
the most
Like
challenges.
That's probably the best
I think
bet
I
that he
think
would do
I
that.
think you're failing to realize that like they see Carolyn as a ditz out there. Like she looks dumb.
They
constantly.
literally had a whole episode dedicated to how great she is.
right to
last
the
episode.
viewer. The
The
edit
players
made-
were saying it.
who Brandon Kane.
Everyone. Okay, so we
Jane-
have a whole thing where Yam Yam's calling her a big threat. Lauren's saying she's a big threat.
I'm talking about the jury bidder. The jury.
Okay. Well, if players that are still there think she's a big threat, I'm sure players in the jury also think she's a big threat.
You think Brandon
Especially
and Kane?
Yam Yam and Carson, if they're on the jury at this point, they're going to explain their whole game. And obviously, Carolyn's been a part of that and they've been controlling the whole season.
Wouldn't that make them look more in charge of that Tika 3 if they explain their own gameplay?
No, they're going to say Tika 3 ran this whole season.
But if they're
because none of them did
they,
anything super special to where they're in charge of the Tika 3.
Jam and Carson didn't do anything special.
Not anything special. They're not like there's a
All
Tony.
right.
They're not a Tony in
Gotcha.
charge of a big alliance where it's obviously was
Okay.
all Tony.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. So, anyways, let's go to
Carolyn
to-
has the
to
whole I
three
found
for-
an idol, which is a great move nowadays. I found an idol and I played one bad.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
I
Anywho,
also-
so you go ahead, me. Go ahead.
I also have Carolyn at 4 or
Mhm.
three, or is it 3 now? I have Carolyn at 3 because her best move is playing an idol incorrectly, and for some reason everyone thought that was such a good move when it literally only blocked 2 votes, but there
Right.
was like 6 people left in the game. So
Yeah,
like,
it was not a good move. Again, just for the reason why I think Lauren could have a shot to take her out, especially with Lauren's edit on the uptick here.
Well, the reason it
she's
is
also
considered
very annoying as well.
it's considered a good move in this season because no one else did anything.
Right. I mean, again, it's all about perspective and comparatively, aside from Carson and Jam, there's no one else who really made big moves. I mean,
Yeah,
like Franny's probably honestly like in a vacuum the next best player on this season next
Danny,
to
I guess
Jade.
Danny did
Yeah, but
she
like-
got her own number 1 voted out. What a genius.
Right. Yeah. Again, and it's like it's all perspective. I think Danny and Franny are like the next tier after Jam and Carson, which is crazy because they've both been gone for 4 rounds now. So it's just
I
crazy.
think it's funny that Jamie's fake idol that didn't get used got more screen time than freaking Carolyn's real idol that did get used.
Right. Which is
Yeah.
again just shows the silliness. But
I mean, on this season, if you wipe your ass, you're one of the top players.
I am not one of
Danny
the
did
top
far
players
in a challenge, so that's pretty epic.
so you have Carolyn at 3 bidder, right?
No.
Oh,
Is it my
Who
turn?
do you have? Yeah. Who
Oh,
do you have?
Carson, because of the fire
Okay,
thing.
good. Okay, good. At least you have some common sense here. What do you feel like Carson would lose to anyone except for Jam? Because I don't think so.
I think if he gets in the, I don't think he gets to final 3 just because of his edit. But if
Again,
he did, if it
agreed,
was just
agreed.
based on the island, yeah, he has plenty of arguments of they talked to me, I created this Tika 3 type stuff.
What do
He would be
you
able to
think
say that.
about a Jam? I mean, I think it's the least likely final 3 scenario, but a Jam Carson somebody else.
I think Yam Yam
Jam
could still
Jam.
win based off of personality.
Yeah, I do think that would be really, really fun to watch. I do think it's not going to happen, which sucks. And you guys think the woman final 3 is just could never happen. But to me, the one that I feel like could never happen is the Jam and Carson one because
I don't think it would never happen. It's just not
Really?
set up. It's not really set up
just,
that way.
I just can't see. Like I guess I could definitely see them going after Lauren at 5, but I mean it hits 4, and someone like Carolyn or even Carson wins fire. There's no way that they're not putting up Jam.
I mean, I could definitely see the Tika 3 making final 3 because like they spent like the whole season editing like how they're sticking together. They came into the merge at 3 and then they stuck together. So I could definitely see them all
But
making.
I
final
thought
3.
you just said that you don't pay attention to the edit, right? So like based on the game,
I'm sorry, I didn't notice that dumb fire thing you were talking about.
right?
Yeah, okay.
but-
So
but-
there's been some moments where like the edit shows like fire in Carson's glasses when he's staring at the fire in slow mo. And
Okay.
he keeps reference like fire and stuff, and it's like it's too obvious that fire is going to be involved.
Plus, again,
Okay.
on top of that, like his edit is like your typical fire loser, right? And on top of that, I'm curious, Meme. You think the Tika 3 can make it to the end? In what scenario? So obviously, I think we would both agree for that to happen, Lauren would have to go out at 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So then Lauren goes out at 5. Do you see Jam winning Final 4 immunity? Is that what you got, or because that's the only way I could see it happening is if Jam won Final 4 immunity and then put up Heidi and somebody else, and then Heidi lost,
I could see Carson winning final 4 immunity and then
and not putting
Heidi.
up Jam.
Yeah, Jam and Heidi, and then Jam might win fire.
Wow, that is possible. it would be really, really cool to see.
I think Tika 3 is going to try to stick to together to the end, and then just at the final 3, they're going to be like, or the final 4, they're going to be like, you got to send one of these Tikas to the fire anyway. So.
Right. And I think at 4, what you're going to get is Heidi versus somebody, probably Carson.
Or it's like one Tika's like, it's obvious they bring in Heidi because she's obvious go. I'm going to put both Tika up.
Or then they go they go, actually, we're going to bring back the normal vote out at final 4.
No way.
Yeah, for this season.
That would be literally jaw
just
dropping
for this season.
But honestly, that would be super cool because then it would give the Tikas a chance to get to the end together or flip on each other and have a crazy final 4 vote. I think this season is one of those cases where the final 4 fire making really hurts the strategy. Like you could have had a really fun round, and instead you get this very simplistic where we're just like, oh, it's Carson loses fire. Like, it's just so easy.
Yeah, honestly, if it went to final 3, no fire, I think Tika 3 would be the final 3.
Yeah. Agreed. Because I think at 4 they would all just kind of panic and just want to get to the end, so they would all stick together. Yeah.
Well, in that case, you would need at least another Tika to agree with you to flip. And in the fire, only one Tika needs to flip. Whoever wins the challenge.
Right, exactly, and just put up two Tikas.
Yeah.
I would think if Carson were to win, he'd put up Carolyn and Jam Jam. No, or maybe Heidi and Jam Jam.
See, Carson has a good argument if he keeps both of them, just to say like I controlled both these guys the whole time.
I think Carson would probably put up Heidi versus Jam Jam and take Carolyn as his GOAT. But I don't think Carson's going to win. I think it's going to be Heidi or it's going to be Carolyn. And if it's Heidi or Carolyn, they're either going to put themselves up against Jam Jam or they're going to put Carson up against Jam Jam.
I honestly think Carson probably has the least connections to the jury than the other two Tikas.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, if it's him and Carolyn, I think he beats Carolyn hands down.
Yeah, probably.
Really,
honestly,
isn't even close.
The Tika 3 has such a close gameplay resume that you might want to think about putting yourself in the fire just to have that on your resume.
Yeah. I mean, I think especially if someone like I'm trying to think
Carson,
Carolyn,
if he had
Carolyn.
Well, yeah, Carolyn, because she thinks she can actually win it.
Well, yeah, like Carol, because I don't see Jam doing that, but Carolyn wins and she says, I'm gonna take on Carson in fire and takes him out. Or maybe Heidi does the same to try and take out a Tika and make it a big thing.
Heidi definitely should take fire.
That would be the best ending for Heidi's game if she goes on the fire by choice and then lost her. then lost.
Yeah, that would be great. Mm-hmm. But I always say the fire is more the GOAT's advantage. That's the GOAT's final chance to say, "Hey, I did something." If you put yourself in fire and take out a big player, that's your one final chance.
Fire is best when someone puts himself in it. Fire is the worst when a GOAT like Nora in 39, and again, Bitter, you haven't seen 39, but I guess I'm kind of talking to everybody else here. Like, for example, when 39 is the worst when a GOAT like Nora puts up Lauren, a really, really good player, and Dean, a really, really fun character, and someone has to leave now because Nora, a GOAT who's played the game horribly, is really good at challenges.
That was basically like 40, right?
Kind of, yeah. It's
a player who got voted out first, putting the two people who ran the whole game.
It will think that's kind of like the equivalent of like Michelle if she had won the 4 in Winners at War. If she had won and then put up Tony and Sarah, it's like, bro, you're kidding. She's been out at every single vote, just like an idiot. So that's kind of the worst part of the.
It was kind of like 40. It was kind of like 43 when Cassidy put up the greatest winner ever, and then also Jesse.
So we have our 3s right all done now.
Yeah.
Awesome, great. We're doing our top 2s here. My top 2 is 2 Carolyn, 1 Jam. I think everyone's gonna have Jam at 1. I mean, I'll kind of give the start of what I think we're all going to be saying, which is just Jam is clearly the best player here. I think the jury thinks that. I think we think that. I think the edit has portrayed that. Just number 1. That's it. Scott, go ahead.
My 2 is Carson.
Mm-hmm.
And my number 1 is Jam because those are the only 2 good endings for the season.
So I obviously the Jam I can't argue. Can you explain like why you feel like Carson is that 2?
Other than Jam, it's Carson.
Right, but we just talked about how the scenarios in which Carson gets to the end without Jam is so slim, no?
Yeah.
So then how can you put Carson at 2?
Because if Jam doesn't win, Carson's going to win.
Right, but we just went over all of the scenarios, and it's a very small
exactly.
chance.
but
Who
Yamian
do you-
most
who do
likely
you
is
have
gonna
at
win.
3? Who do you have at 3?
Carolyn.
Okay, so the scenario that Carolyn wins is the girl one, right?
Yeah.
You feel like there's a higher chance that Carson gets to the end, takes out Jam Jam, and gets to the end with goats, with
Yes.
let's say Lauren and Heidi, over the idea of an all girl final 3.
Yes.
All right, well, I disagree, but I mean that is the scenario, right? You're looking at either Carson kind of taking over in these last few rounds, or the all girl thing working out.
I think the way Carson wins is if he takes out Yamian here, then wins fire.
Yeah, just takes over. Just basically takes over the entire game. Yeah.
Carson's only chance of winning is if he wins that immunity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, no. Okay, so if he
Yeah.
y'all think he goes out at 5?
No, I
No,
guess I
no,
think
no.
he could survive this without.
Yeah,
immunity.
he survives at 5, and then if he wins at fire.
It's very simple. Carson has to take out Jam Jam at 5, or take out Lauren at 5, and then he has to win at 4 and make sure Jam Jam gets out. That's it, which is so odd. It doesn't line up at all. Carson is going, to me, the much more likely scenario is Carson is in fire.
Yeah, he's gonna lose in fire.
Right. But if you think that, I don't understand how you could have him
Because
at 2.
I think the women's final 3 is less likely to happen than Carson.
But if you just said he's going to be in fire, who is he?
Exactly. That's how unlikely I think that the women's final 3. I don't see that.
Yeah, I don't think the math works out on that. But again,
No,
It'd
I
be
think the
crazy
math works on
if Carson wins Final Four immunity. Everyone's like, oh, he's not going to fire.
yeah,
Maybe the fire was a reference to him picking who goes.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
we
just-
could just
I
be
just
reading into it.
I just can't.
No, it's
see,
way too
I
obvious.
just,
Maybe he
I just
falls
can't see
into
a
the fire
scenario.
at the final tribal council and
then
dies.
fucking
Oh.
dies.
And then years later, he gets in trouble
can't
for
see
bad things on the computer.
I just can't see a scenario where Carson's not sitting in fire at 4 and probably losing. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's gonna lose in fire.
I
but,
can
you
just
know,
win final
fucking
immunity.
He's
wrong.
going to lose in fire.
Yes.
So you're saying it, and yet you
He's
have him.
already won. He's
But
already won.
also the women's final 3 is
One at
not
a time,
gonna
boys.
happen.
Go ahead, Sky. Go ahead.
So the women's final 3 is two things can be true. Like he's gonna lose in fire, and the women's final 3 is not.
But if
gonna
you think
happen.
he's going to lose, how can he be at number 2 on the list? That doesn't make any
because
sense.
because he'll win if Yamian
Got him. Checkmate, Spencer.
Yeah, I'm
because if
checkmating.
Yamian doesn't
This
win,
is the
Carson's gonna win.
dumbassery that I'm dealing with here.
No,
on this podcast.
obviously Sky just it's his preferred who wins.
Right,
this.
obviously it's preferred.
Well,
Because there's no logical. He
Because
just
I
said
only
it-
see 2
he
winners
just
coming
said
out of this final 5.
he just said back to back. Carson's gonna lose, but like he's also gonna win. So.
No, okay,
Makes no sense.
I didn't format the sentence correctly.
Really,
okay?
he didn't
Let me-
format. it correctly.
No, you
Let me
formatted it
wordplay.
correctly, honestly.
It was wordplay. If
I
Oh,
think-
Yamian
I think that
doesn't
you're-
win, Carson wins.
I think that you kind of Freudian slipped your argument. That's kind of the entire point. Which is
I'm gonna be honest. There's only 2
zero
people with a chance who have a edit to win, and that's Carolyn
argument. Jam and
Yamian.
Carolyn. Yeah.
No,
exactly.
Carson does not have an
Because
edit
Carolyn-
that means I'm gonna win. He's
Yeah,
not.
that's why
Yeah, but-
Jam and Carolyn are my top 2. That's it.
Carolyn also throws drugs over her kids. so
Okay, all right, Sky. Meme.
Okay, yeah.
he snorted that line.
At my number 2, I got Yam Yam, and at my number 1, I got Carson.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah.
Just
we-
kidding. I'm
we
joking.
can-
I have Yam Yam at number 1. I have Carson number 2.
Okay,
He
So
gets it.
even
He
though
gets
I
it.
think
I'll just
even though I
ask you
think
this.
even though I think Carolyn has a better chance to win than Carson, I couldn't, in good faith, pit that woman above Carson.
Okay. So
So-
this isn't an argument. This is just
He
your
gets
opinion.
it.
Okay.
He gets
No,
it.
sometimes
no,
you gotta base things off feeling. Like
No.
Yeah.
Well, no. But I can at least respect Meme View for admitting that he's not making a logical. He's just making an opinion.
you saying,
Whereas-
Sky
whereas
wasn't
where-
admitting it.
No, Sky literally. He tried so hard to defend it that he said he's gonna win and he's gonna lose.
No, y'all
He
didn't.
tried
hear the
so
Sky
sentence
just
hard.
drops
correctly.
facts, Spencer. I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
Oh yeah, I
tried-
didn't. I already
he-
said I
he-
didn't
he-
format the sentence correctly. Like,
He tried so hard to keep the logic in it that the logic went against himself.
No,
So, I mean,
it makes sense. Like if
I
Yamian
can
doesn't win, Carson's
definitely
gonna win.
appreciate that Meme at least just admitted flat out that it makes no sense.
Oh, Meme
Alright,
I don't
took
really
credit
see
for that.
Carson winning because he's gotten like a really big villain edit in my opinion,
Right,
where he just
right.
says some really rude
Really
stuff in his
just
confessionals.
crazy shit. Yeah.
Well, villains are 1-0 winning because they.
What is he said that was like super villainous? I don't.
He literally
said,
said,
I like
I like to say things about people that aren't here to defend themselves.
Yeah.
That's like a snitch edit. Like I'm a little
Yeah.
bitch.
That's
Right,
more of
right,
like I'm a
which-
bitch and I
which
don't
again,
want Brandon
does
to
not
Yeah,
win.
beat the
that was
shit out
when
of
Kane
me.
got voted out,
Doesn't
and he
win.
was saying like, "Oh, he was talking to Jamie like, oh, Kane told me he wanted to vote you out," and he's like,
I
"That's
think-
making up stuff."
Kane would body what's it called? Carson, you know.
What's
so-
it called? Is it they them?
in Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, no, because
Dungeons and
okay,
Dragons.
let's say everyone got into a fight on the season. Who loses to Carson? No one. Everyone beats Carson.
Yeah,
So
even the
that-
women all beat the shit out of him.
That's why
I
he
think
likes
Carolyn
talking.
loses because she can't win a single thing.
Not
Oh,
Lauren.
that's true.
Or no, Lauren.
Carolyn might.
Claire.
No,
Claire
I
would
think,
beat him.
I think Claire would beat him.
No,
Carson would be like, oh, I can't
Carson
hit a
has the-
woman.
He's like, I can't hit a
Well,
woman.
no,
It's like, I'm not a woman. I'm a
definitely
they them.
wins that
Boom,
fight,
boom,
though.
boom,
Brennan
boom.
just
in
wins
this
that fight.
in this simulation, obviously we're assuming both people want it just as much. No.
No.
No, you had to edit
Oh,
in
no.
their progressive.
The question
ideas.
is Carson allowed to start
okay.
making a rocket ship to just like blast to everybody because he's like in NASA, so like. he
But
can
like
do that.
this on an island, all right, no clothes, no nothing. Okay, everyone has like
Whoa, no clothes.
Yeah,
Come on.
Hey,
no clothes.
no nothing.
Hey,
No,
yo.
nothing. No one has anything. It's just
What?
sand, and then it's two people on each side of the beach,
I want to watch
they
this
have to-
season of Survivor.
and they have to
No
fight to the death.
clothes.
What is this, just naked and afraid?
Hey, yo.
Survivor 45, no clothes.
Yeah, exactly. It's just two people on an island. All right, no clothes.
No
it's just
clothes.
Isn't
sand.
that basically Naked and Afraid?
They don't
What
fight on
the
naked and afraid.
hell?
I'm saying in this
No
simulation,
clothes.
dude.
No, it's naked and dead.
You don't know, bro. Clothes could provide an unfair advantage. We're making sure no one has.
I mean,
an
yeah,
advantage.
clothes do provide
Just
unfair
give everyone the
advantages.
same kind of clothes then.
Okay, fine. Okay, we'll
Like
put on
warmth.
underwear. We'll put on underwear in this simulation. Does that make you guys happy?
What?
Okay. Does that make you guys happy? There will be underwear worn on this simulation.
Continuing on.
I hope
Let's
Zeke's
stay
not on this season.
monetized.
I'm saying the final
Um,
is Kane versus Brandon, and Brandon wins.
Right.
You know,
Anywho.
Kane winning would be a cool, like, biblical type of win where Kane beats the last one with a rock over the head.
He rolls a
true.
20 and does critical damage.
Was Kane in the Bible spelled
Right.
with a C though? Right?
Oh yeah.
Not a K.
No, Cain was spelled Cane in the Bible.
It was. Oh,
C-A-N-E.
this must be
yeah.
some Mandela effect because I swear it was both.
Also,
Definitely
I like how freaking Danny on his parchment spelled Cain.
Yeah, like who?
Yeah,
spells it like that?
That's like sugar cane or something.
That's
It's like
Starbucks type of spelling right there.
Wait,
like,
he
only
spelled
Starbucks
Kane
employees-
Cian?
Yeah,
Cian?
parchment.
Starbucks spelling, bro.
Just like, who's the retard that wrote this?
Because if you rewatch the episode, he actually gives a really strange look. Like King gives a really strange look when he sees the parchment.
Yeah, he
You know,
does. He does.
if you're ever on Survivor, guys, just write everyone's name like the weirdest way it can be spelled. out of
Yeah, yeah,
disrespect.
No, because like, wasn't there? What season was it where Jeff called the person out like, I can't read this? Like,
Oh,
who was-
wasn't it- was it season
chicken,
one?
Wasn't that chicken?
Bye bye
chicken
Denver.
Oh yeah, bye bye
yeah.
Denver Diva.
Denver
And
Diva.
everyone-
and they had to like
That was
call out the
Clay,
person. They had to
Clay.
like,
Clay.
yeah, they had to admit who they voted for.
Yep.
It was
That's why you
okay
don't
though
wanna
because
completely
she got
mess up
voted
the
out.
spelling.
But
You know what you should do?
that's the reason why she didn't vote for
Blood
Clay.
versus Water season now.
What?
If you're going to Blood versus Water season, just like write down like Sarah underscore like then mom, so they think that their daughter.
Yeah.
Imagine.
But it wasn't.
That'd be so evil. Oh my god.
Because Sierra wrote down mom, right? Like
Yeah,
to
that's
make
what
like,
I'm
hey
thinking,
guys, I
like-
voted out my mom.
No,
It's
no,
like
Lord- yeah,
no
yeah.
one gives
Yep.
a fuck. Like
Nobody cares.
I mean, it's
But
funny.
also,
Like in season one, they're already trying to troll with the voting when they try to vote out Jeff.
oh,
Yeah,
they
facts.
just didn't- why didn't they air that? That would have been kind of.
Yeah, I think they would have aired that if it was like a later. It was in later.
Right,
Survivor.
right. It is the first season. They like
They're
want
trying
to
to,
take
like-
themselves seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right, we're going for bitter, right? Bitter still has to go, or is it meme
Oh, yeah.
also has to go?
The meme. No, meme said. Did he? Was
Yeah, I
he finished
said,
explaining?
Oh
Uh,
yeah. You're right.
He said
Um,
Carson and what's it?
Yeah, Carson.
Yeah,
and-
because he sees the
Yam Yam.
vision. Yeah, 'cause
So
he
why do you
sees the
think Yam
vision.
Yam's gonna win? Meme.
Because he's gay and Puerto Rican.
That's-
Oh yeah.
I have a friend who's Puerto Rican, but he's not gay, so I guess he's not going to win Survivor. It's
Yep,
unfortunate.
I hope
Bitter.
that's like that Yam Yam's final speech is vote for me. I am gay and Puerto Rican.
Also, his name's fun to
What
say.
accent was that? What the?
What?
Yeah.
That was Puerto Rican. That was a gay Puerto Rican accent.
Right.
Well,
Right.
Anywho, so let's move on to bitter.
All right, so I'm doing a Hail Mary at the last second. I'm gonna put Yam Yam at 2 and Carolyn at
Wow.
1.
Wow. Wow.
That's not a Hail
Because-
Mary. That's a.
All right. All right.
I think
I don't wanna get
Bitter's also-
played.
I think Bitter's also on
Let's just-
drugs as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think
He's
I
indulging
think-
in the
I think you're-
substances.
I think that's kind of why you put Carolyn at 1 because you just appreciate how many drugs she used to do.
Look,
So,
Carolyn's
yeah.
guaranteed final 3. She called
Okay.
out Russell for getting voted out, and she wouldn't have done that if she wasn't gonna get to the final 3.
Right. We all think that she's gonna lose.
Yeah, I do think she's gonna lose, which is gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna call her out for that when it happens.
So then why do you have her at 1?
just in case I don't want egg on my face if she wins.
You're a coward, my friend.
Dang, he said you're a coward and you're a bitch.
Wow, I'm a coward.
Yes, this is coward. You're saying I don't think she's gonna win, but I'm so afraid of the blowback that I'm just gonna put her.
Not the
away.
blowback. I just want to
Blowback.
be like the
Someone's getting blowed?
expectations. I already get
Blow?
plenty. I already get plenty of pushback from my thoughts. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be
If
okay.
Carolyn
Right.
wins, I will literally take back everything I said about her in my videos, but she's not going to. So
Yeah, she's not
I'm not gonna
unless
take
it's
back what I said.
the all girl final thing. Let's just do one more thought experiment here, but before we close this out. Okay, let's go for the Carson and Jam Jam are together with Carolyn because I don't think Carson and Jam Jam would be at the end with like Heidi or Lauren. I feel like it would probably be all the 3 Tikas. If that is the case, what does the jury do? So
They
let's
kill themselves.
okay.
well, there aren't any Tigas left on the
Right.
jury,
So Matt and Franny, they're voting together. Yes, probably for
probably
Carolyn.
vote for Carolyn.
That's tough though. Like there's like it's so easy to say that now, but it's kind of almost too oversimplified. I feel like to say there's just easy Carolyn just because Franny likes Carolyn.
I mean,
Yeah.
does she really like Carolyn? Like, a
Yeah,
lot?
right.
I don't
Like,
think she
that's-
does.
That's the question. No. I mean, she definitely does, but it like how much? Somewhere she's gonna
Like how much
go-
over Yam Yam?
Right. I don't know. Let's just assume for fun's sake
For
that
funsies.
Franny votes for Carolyn and Matt's vote is still up for grabs for later. Brandon, I think he votes for Jam Jam. Yeah, probably. Carson, Carson,
Does
I don't know.
Does
I'd
Kane
vote
vote
for
for Carson?
Kane, Carson. Yeah. Brandon, Jam Jam or Carson, guys. Pick
I'm
one.
gonna say Carson.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have Danny, Carson or
Yam
Jam Jam.
Yam?
Yeah, Yam Yam.
Hmm.
And then Jamie, Carolyn, probably because she's a woman. I just feel like that would kind of line up there. Carolyn.
I mean, it's
yeah.
always safe to say a woman's gonna vote for the woman.
Right. Okay. So then, and then we have one more, which is two more.
Heidi.
Heidi. Do we think Carolyn, or is she more of a Carson type? Because I don't, or is it Jam Jam?
See, because I don't think Carson's gonna make it, but if he did make it, I think he could convince a lot of people to vote for him based off.
Okay.
strategy.
Okay. So then, let's say Heidi votes for Carson, and I'm just gonna assume Lauren is gonna vote for Jam Jam. Okay. Whatever. So we have what? 1 Jam Jam, 2 Jam Jam, 3 Jam Jam with Brandon. Because we have Brandon on the jury voting for Jam Jam. We have Danny and we have Lauren. Carson has Heidi. Carson has Carson has Kane, and it really comes down to Matt. I think it's a 3, 3, and 2 right now. Where does Matt vote here? It's not for Carolyn. No, really.
I mean, during those divides, did he spend like the least
Are
amount of
there
time with
9 people
Carolyn?
on the jury?
Yeah.
Is there
no.
9?
We could get a 3-3-3.
There's not
Yeah.
9 because I thought they
1, 2,
specifically made it to where there can't
1,
be
2,
3-3.
3. 1, 2. No. There's 8. So I must have miscounted it. It looks like JJ has 3, Carson has 2 right now, and Carolyn has 2, and it comes down to Matt. Yeah.
I see Matt wanting to vote for a fellow soy boy in Carson, but I can also
Okay,
see him
so
being
then-
whipped by his girlfriend and voting for the woman.
So, but there's no chance she votes for
They're
Jam
whooping
Jam.
and Ponderosa.
So then we're looking at possibly a tie here, where Carolyn I guess Carolyn would break the tie here between Carson and Jam, which would be
I think
so
she definitely votes for Yam Yam.
that to me would be crazy. That would be like a really, really cool ending here. And if it was going to be a Tika 3 final 3, I think that is the most that we could ask for from that would
See,
be for a tie.
I think it seems more exciting on paper than it would be because I think Carolyn's
Yeah.
gonna suck at a final tribal.
Yeah, she would
And
be terrible. at the
I
final
think Carson
tribal.
might come off cocky at final tribal.
I don't know. I think Carson's gonna come off very like this is all the strategy stuff.
Yeah,
and Yam Yam's gonna come across like wow, he's just very likable. So it's
Yam Yam's gonna do like the
Yeah, I
Gabler
think-
strategy, make everyone laugh.
And then Carolyn would look retarded in a
right.
final
And
tribal.
I think, but I and exactly, and I feel like if Carson and Jam Jam, who could definitely tie the votes, if they do, that would be really, really cool to see Carolyn kind of just decide.
I
Jam
think
Jam
Carolyn
there.
will definitely
and
get
then
into arguments at final tribal council.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be like, how did no
Definitely.
one believe Josh's idol was fake when I told you guys? She's gonna come off
Would we-
like an ass.
Would
And then-
would we want it any other way though? I mean, I feel like that's kind of fitting, right? Like she
Oh, no, that'd
has to
probably
do
be the
that.
most entertaining.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and on top of that, it's the most fitting. Like it matches what should happen, right? Which is she should get into arguments because that's Carolyn.
Well, I'm just saying, like that's what I think she's a bad social game, and that's gonna really come to play
Right,
at
yeah.
Final
It
Tribal.
should
Come.
right. It should happen.
Jeez.
She deserves to get pressed there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like otherwise the Tribal is gonna have a Heidi or a Lauren, and both those are gonna be boring. Either one of
Right,
those.
and then for the final three with Heidi and Lauren, let's just go through the jury here quickly.
Well, can we go through what Heidi's even gonna say? So I tried playing my idol, and it turns out it was for nothing. And then
Well,
I
you
voted
see-
out my number one, and then everyone else didn't, and I got
Can we
played.
just
And then I went
Jeff-
back with him the
Jeff
next week, and then he
confirmed-
got voted out.
yeah? Can
Jeff
we just,
confirmed the podcasters an idol on the beach, and I think that idol could really shake up some stuff in the what's going to happen.
I really disagree. I think if it's not Lauren there, then it could be Jam Jam or Heidi, and if it's not Jam Jam, then it's probably Lauren. I don't know. To me, I
See-
feel like it's one or the other.
This is what should happen, right? So say if Heidi or Lauren find the idol, Tika's just gonna vote out the one that doesn't have the idol.
Right, right,
And,
exactly.
and the other two are gonna be so stupid, they're not gonna play the idol to try to get one of them out. They're just gonna play it to be safe.
Right, like play it for them.
Oh yeah, Heidi's
Yeah.
guaranteed Final Four. Yeah. So-
Wait, how is she guaranteed Final Four?
Wait, did she use her idol? I forgot.
Oh my
Now,
god!
whoever
Sky,
if
you're
one of them
like in
finds
your
the
own-
idol,
you're in
they're
your
gonna
own
be Final
universe,
Four.
Sky.
I'm
What-
sorry. I'm watching highlights right now. What?
Anywho,
Highlights of
so-
the season. Is
No,
that video
Rockies,
30 seconds?
Rockies versus Rangers. The game that
my
happened
God,
today.
this guy is a burger. Anyways, yeah, I
Did,
don't know.
did Heidi use her idol last episode of Junior?
Yeah, she
Yes.
did. And it was
Yeah,
She
she
did?
walked out with no
You have,
votes.
you have
Really?
Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Bro,
This-
no way. That's so dumb. What the
See, like Heidi is a
That's
complete.
why she has no chance of winning.
Yeah, like you gotta
Oh.
take your chance there and try to take out the person who like you thought they're gonna
Yeah,
vote out,
yeah,
and then take
like-
out the big player.
So say like she
Agreed, I-
played it for Jamie or whatever.
I think that, like, again,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
one of
she
those
should've.
like super rare paths that could happen for Lauren to win would be if Lauren found it at 5, realized that they were going to vote for Heidi instead of her, and then somehow saved Heidi, put the votes on Jam Jam, got him out there, and then from there, obviously, I think that Carson's going to go out at 4, and then she would have that crazy move at the end to talk about.
This
But-
is what you do if you find that idol, right? And you're Heidi or Lauren. You
Public,
say you make it public. You
Yep.
you go in there wearing it on your neck at Tribal, and then you play it for the other person.
Yep, exactly. And if you go out at 5, you go out at 5. And I do think that you should idle out in that case. You basically kind of have to. But see, no. But see, the thing that's tough about it is, I think wouldn't they be able to split the vote here?
Only if you don't. You got to get the other person on board to vote with you.
The other
No,
who?
Heidi's so dumb.
person you're
Oh,
playing
oh,
idol.
Always.
I
Yeah.
see.
Heidi's
So
so dumb, bro.
Lauren would have to. Yeah, but then wouldn't Heidi just tell them, and then Lauren would go home?
Well, what an idiot!
Maybe, but that.
Why would you try to save Tika?
Right. But again,
Because
Heidi,
Heidi's stupid.
like
Yeah,
Heidi's
no,
that
and
dumb.
I'm saying if you're playing at maximum, like these players want to win, that's what they should do.
Right, but again,
It's not
I
gonna
think
happen.
that's
Cut
one of
off
those
eye.
things that, again, it would have to be like a Tony in that spot to do that,
Or
like-
just
like a
players who
Harden.
were like, yeah, I want to win. Like even like Ken, right? A
Malcolm,
player like Ken
right,
who
like,
followed
yeah.
David the whole season, he knew to take out David. So at the end, right?
But,
So if
like,
you even
he
had a
didn't
player
win.
at that level there, he would know, okay, my only chance of taking out one of these big dogs, Heidi's gonna play the idol for me. I'm gonna vote with her to take out one of the big dogs. Now I have
Yeah.
a chance.
Is he
Fair
cooking?
enough. Yeah. All right, we have we have all of our scenarios done. We have all of our checks done. Yeah. Is there any other comments
Oh,
before we,
yeah.
we get our finale?
We didn't talk about how Carolyn had Yam Yam burp in her face. That was
Yeah, that was
freaking
so.
gross.
I
dude.
was literally throwing up in front of my TV screen.
Like
I
this,
was
this
like,
is what drugs does to you.
I
Carolyn
was
is an
just like, that's
example.
so disgusting. You
when
should
she first
shame
said, "Let me
yourself."
put my nose in your mouth."
I was
Oh,
really
Yeah.
scared during one of the rewards. Carolyn drank alcohol, and I was really scared she was about to relapse.
wait, no. She didn't drink. She drank what is it called? The
Acid.
Virgin Martini or whatever. it's
Acid.
called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
no.
this
She said, guys, like you guys can drink up, but like I'm gonna drink this for like whatever the
Yeah.
Virgin.
And
Margarita.
everyone was like, "No one asked Carolyn. Shut the fuck up."
yeah, yeah. You.
I also
wish-
like how
you
they
wish-
cried. I like how they cried over sandwiches last episode.
I know, like
Yeah.
it's a sandwich, bro. It's not that big of a
I think
deal.
Jeff like lost. I think Jeff ran out of money. He's like, okay, sandwiches.
We got dirt sandwiches.
Dirt sandwiches. Oh my god, I'm gonna start crying. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
drugs. Carolyn is an example for all kids to not do drugs because, like, do you really
Yes,
want to
exactly.
be Carolyn?
Yeah, you
No,
might finish
you-
final 2 on Survivor.
You might also be
Like, Carolyn
retarded.
should just
so
like they should pay Carolyn to like do like drug PT like drug things, drug commercials.
She'll probably
Mhm.
accidentally kill one of the kids because she's.
They should
stupid.
they should bring Jackson on this season. He should sit down with Carolyn and be like, Carolyn, you lied to us about your drugs. We're taking you off the season
That'd be funny.
at Final Four.
All right, what's going on in the Skylander universe? What could possibly be going on over there?
I'm trying to get another video out either
Oh.
Tuesday or Monday. So
It's over. It's over. Meme.
I've been uploading a banger every week on the episodes, going over how they're
Sure.
trash. And
W.
like my newest video is pretty swag. Yeah.
Oh yeah, swaggy,
I'm
swaggy.
currently working on
Swagalicious.
the newest
I don't know
episode
about
as
no
well.
Swagalicious. Listen, I don't know about Swagalicious, but Meme, definitely go check him out, guys. Meme View on YouTube, Sky Lantern Gaming TV, the Bitter. What's going on there in the Bitter universe?
Just trying to make it through this last episode.
Yeah,
killing
I'm
myself.
hoping for 45 is either really, really bad or really, really good, as always, because that just makes for the best content and it
Oh,
just makes you
wait.
more. Go ahead.
Wasn't there a rumor that like there's not gonna be an All Stars now? in
Oh
46?
yeah, for 46, which is I was just like, you're kidding. That was the one saving grace. Like we're at least gonna get returnees, and then we don't.
You
Even
gotta
Not
be-
anymore.
Is Survivor like trying to shut itself down after?
Right,
Like,
I'm like, what the hell? Like, you guys have shitty newbie casting, except for a few individual players, and instead of doing a returning season, you guys want to keep casting Bruce over and over again.
At least we have one All-Star
keep
coming back though next season.
It would be funny if Bruce
What
is
a-
just on every season.
Yeah, he's
Bruce
just
is the
every
only
season.
return.
Bruce comes back and gets a medevac.
Yeah, he constantly gets medevaced like the first challenge. This guy's an idiot.
Every time he comes back, he just like is more injured with like stitches and stuff.
No, but like the views have been going down these last couple episodes. Like their lowest
really,
they've been.
really good.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's kind of
just
surprising that
boring.
they're continuing to like not bring back an All-Star season.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, again, and they like, I believe they haven't started filming for 46 yet, or if they have, they just started. But there's no cast out yet, so
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that.
I think I'm trying to
returning-
push it to 50, and after that, game is a game. You know, like who knows what
game's
happens.
game, man. I just like honestly, I'd be fine with one 39-day 50th season. Great season. It's awesome.
Bring
It's
back
fun.
upgrades.
Right. It's great. It's done.
No black.
I will suffer through the next 5 just to get there. I just want to get there, and then we're
It's just hard to believe that they would never bring back any of the legends from ever again.
yeah.
It's like what's
I
the
don't know
point?
though. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like
Francesco.
Williams, Keen, Dominic Abate might never play again. It's scary.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Gets a man of thinking, but
But like if they did, they could be waiting for 48, which would be technically like season 8 when they did their first All Stars.
But like, why would they do that? Because that's
because then
retarded.
50, right? Yeah, it doesn't make much sense.
I mean,
but
that's what
yeah.
that's what I don't know, just because like they waited till season 8 the first time.
Like
you know?
50 has to be a like
like
retarded.
season 10, like season
People-
10 wasn't
people,
an All
People
Star.
think that it's 48 because on the casting website it says it was casting for only 47 and future seasons. But then it also said that same thing with 45, which we don't know if 46 is going to be returning, but people are assuming no because there hasn't been news yet. But they still haven't gotten to the point where they usually release the cast for 46, so it's not confirmed. Although it's being assumed that for 46 is not returning. So we will
Give me a new season with Kim Spradlin, Dan Spilo, one more season of
That's
All Stars.
crazy. That's crazy. And on that note, guys, none of this happens.
Michael
You guys
Skipper.
be there or be
No.
square on Wednesday night. I believe it would be at 11 p.m. EST. For this finale, we're going to be dissecting it, or we're going to be going through all of it, our emotions. Whoever wins this god awful season, we will be giving our thoughts live at 11. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one.